dribbled on my face in my excitement over vanilla socks. Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly and this is a knitting and designing podcast where I talk about everything I've been knitting for the last 2 weeks. And this is episode 53. Welcome. Huge welcome to everybody. Last episode was, I called it sock heavy because there seems to be a lot of socks. This episode, it's all socks. So if you don't like socks, I'm really sorry. I do knit other things. I'm just currently trying to get through a load of whips and things, and my whips just seem to be socks. My dog has just come into the kitchen and is going to eat some biscuits by the sounds of it. Oh no, she's walking back out. Oh, yeah, you decided you want to go out now. Excellent. Give me a minute. Okay, so while she's gone out in the garden, I will, this is going to be a sock heavier episode. It is literally just socks to show you, but I do have some finished ones and I do have some new ones that you haven't seen, so because I'm a bad person and keep casting on. But I really want to cast on my Polka Cats jumper, but it's going to be in my Make 9, and because it's going to be in my Make 9, I kind of don't want to cast it on until I've announced my Make 9, if that makes sense, which is next week. I'll be telling you what's on my Make 9 next week. I'm really struggling to narrow it down because I've got too many jumpers on there. Last night I did it again and I had a look and I had 4 jumpers on there, and that didn't include the Polka Cats one. So that's 5 jumpers out of 9 things. That's never ever going to happen in a million years. So I really need to take some off. And I don't want to, because I want to knit all the things. Anyway, we're not talking about my Make 9. We're going to talk about that next week. Today we're going to talk about what I've been knitting over the last 2 weeks. Some things I'm not ready to show you yet that I've been working on, so I'm not going to bring those into it just yet. I will show you soon. Just not just yet. First up is a finished object, and it is my Teasel Socks. Finally. Oh my goodness. So I looked at Ravelry and I cast these on in April last year. So they've taken me, how many months is that? 9? Give or take. 8 or 9 months. But they're done. So you have seen these a fair few times now. But these are my Teasel Socks by Jane Burns. And they are a lace work, cuff down, heel flap and gusset sock. That I knitted in a sock club yarn by Skein and the Stitch. So the yarn is Tethis, which was a Titans yarn colourway that Skein and the Stitch was doing not last year, the year before. That was her sock club from the year before last. So I'd had it a little while. But that's actually new stash really, isn't it? That's my dog wanting to come in. Ooh! I have a much older stash. So yeah, Tethis it's just beautiful though. It's like greens and beige and just all that goodness. I'm annoyed because I chipped my nail varnish just before I started recording. And I think I chipped that one as well. Can't see, but I'm annoyed. Just done them. So yes, Tethis, Teasel. That was difficult for my brain. So Teasel are a cuff down sock, like I've said. They're a heel flap and gusset. They are a relentless lace that there is no knit rows in between. It is constant lace, and you really do have to read the chart. I think it's a 24 round repeat, but they're beautiful. They're really, really beautiful. So if you fancy a spicy knit, as I said before, 5 chilies. This is, if you haven't watched my episode from last week, which was about my Make 9 from last year, these were on my Make 9 last year, and I'd just got them finished in time to record that video. And Matthew from Fairy Godfather Knits had said that he liked that I'd called them spicy, and that I should have a pepper rating, a chili pepper rating of how spicy a knit is, and I gave these 5 out of 5 chilies because it is a spicy knit. Yeah, you definitely need to like lace to knit these. If you do not enjoy lace, do not even think about them. Like, get them out of your head. But if you like lace, like I like lace, then definitely go for it. But yeah, so there they are. The Teasel Socks. I'm going to hide my face so it's there. The Teasel Socks by Jane Burns, Yarniverse. Highly recommend. 2 sizes though, that's all, because of the stitch pattern. The stitch pattern is, so whatever that means. It's only in 2 sizes, a 62 stitch and a 74 stitch, a 64 stitch and a 72 stitch cast on. That's all, but well worth it if those sizes fit you. I've got a friend on the desk, I've just noticed. Hello. What do you think you're doing? Theon, what are you doing? What's this? You're just going to sit there? Okay. Oh, she's laying down now. She likes to sit on my desk and knock everything off it. So yes, that's my Teasel Socks done and dusted. That is my only finished object today though. I'll put them on there. Okay, next up is a cast on. These are my whips now, we're moving into whips. Oh, I've left it up there. It's not a cast on, I'm talking rubbish. So, I didn't do what I'm wearing. So when I was doing my recap of last year's Make 9, I pulled out my Ranunculus. It had been stuck on the side because it needed to be blocked, and I couldn't block it because I have a rat bag in my house who likes to destroy everything but her. So it's never been blocked since knitting it, but when I pulled it out the other week I was like, do you know what, that's alright. Don't need block and love. It's not bad. So I'm wearing it. I haven't blocked it, but I'm wearing it. So this is my Ranunculus by Midori, Hirose. Yeah, I will only be making the one. I'm not somebody who's going to be making 20 Ranunculuses. Just because there's too many things to knit in the world. But I love this, mostly because I love the yarn. I really love the yarn. It is the Hosta colourway by Truly Hooked. I had the merino, the 4-ply merino sparkle sock, and then her Suri Alpaca base, both in the Hosta colourway. I got them in her bargain bucket from Yarndale, and yeah, it's just absolutely beautiful. I really, really love it. It's so fluffy and so soft and just, ugh. I did run out of yarn, if you remember me telling you, and I ended up getting I have got something underneath here, by the way. I have, there's more hair in the ribbon, which I got from Wool Warehouse. It was just the Drops Kids Silk mohair in the light lilac colour, just because I run out of Suri. So it's still got the Hosta behind it. The Hosta, I always do that. It's still got the merino behind it, the merino sparkle. But it's just a slight shade darker. It's really, really barely noticeable. So we will say nothing more about it. Are you just sitting there? Is that you? Is that you for the afternoon? I'm drinking from my Mrs. Knitting mug, #1 knitter. This was a gift from my mother-in-law for Christmas. I am the only knitter she knows, so I am her #1 knitter. And I'm just drinking plain old English tea. Right, so back to my whips. So, do you know what? I've moved that spray out of the living room. That was a Sense and Spray thing. I've moved it out of the living room because the noise of it was doing my head in, but not really thinking. I've put it in the kitchen, and now that's where that's the room next door to where I record, but there's no door on it. So it's like, the kitchen is here, I can put my arm in it. I'm only in a little space. And yeah, so now you're going to hear it on there. I'm going to have to move it again. Anyway, I'm digressing. So, you can get off that. Don't eat my plant. Get a kitten, he said. I should have said no. Anyway, right. So, one of the other... Oh, no. Stop it. Right. She needs a tap every now and again. There's a hair on my lens. Right, so back to this. I had another pair of socks on my Make 9 last year, which was the... I thought there was a big hair on the screen, sorry. Just look at my forehead. Thank you. Right. I'm sorry. Focus. I had another pair of socks on my Make 9 from last year. And it was the Volturi Palace socks by Rachel Coopey. I cast them on and did like literally an inch of pattern, and then that was it. So they've been playing on my mind because I've always wanted to make them. I'd bought yarn specifically for them, like they were a big thing, and I just wanted to get them done. And then these last few weeks I've just been trying to clear some whips, and they were one of the ones that I wanted to get off the needles. Now I haven't got them completely off the needles, but I have finished one. It is quite a tricky knit because, you know, why go simple? So this is them. Now I'm going to show you them on the blockers because they look a little bit better on the blockers. So they have like this, do it like this. They have like a ice cream drippy toe, which is a colour work toe. Then they go into this beautiful lace stitch with these little bits and the twisted stitches, so they look like they're supposed to look like the building, like a palace, and they do, like the architecture. I'll show you this side because that's got the join. Bit of garter, and then this colour work, which is like little like chess squares, and then the 2x2 rib, which does look like it's got a garter bump, but it's just my cast off. It's not in the pattern. So that runs right up the middle, so they're like this. Now, I'm not giving them a 5, they're not 5 peppers. I think I would give them 3 peppers on the spicy meter. Yeah, if it was like something bigger and chunkier, I would probably only give it like 1 or 2. But because it's so small and intricate, because it's socks, and they're on 2.5mm needles, these ones, which I think is a US 1 and 1.5. I was going to say 1.5, which is the same. But yeah, 1.5. Yeah, because they're on such small needles, it's like, it gets a little bit fiddly. but they grew really fast. So I finished one and I cast on the other. And I haven't even finished that tour. So I'm knitting them with a mini from Botanical Yarns that was in a winter solstice advent that I won last year, not the year, like 2022, not 2023. You say last year, don't you? But like last year was like a few weeks ago, so it's a bit weird. And this is Nervus Fibre in the Haar colourway, Haar, which is a fog that comes in from the northeast of England over the east coast of Scotland and the northeast of England. It's just yeah, I don't know why. That's the only place that Haar appears, but apparently that is the information that I have. Nervus Fibre, I love her. Her colours are just beautiful, beautiful colours. I will tag her below, but she is currently on maternity leave. She just had a beautiful little baby, and she's currently on maternity leave. So, but do keep an eye out for her if you haven't used her before, because honestly, she's based up in Scotland, and she just her colours. I just love her colours so much. So yes, so this is Haar, which I have already showed you, but I'm showing it again. And obviously my Athenaeum socks were in her Deepwood colourway. I'll pop a picture of those up. And I do like to, you know, like I have to edit all these things. And then when I'm like sitting there going, I'll stick a picture up and stick a picture up. And then when I'm in editing, I'm going, oh, did you have to? Because then I've got to root around and find the pictures and put them in. And yeah, I sometimes hate myself. Right, anyway. So that is my Volturi Palace socks. They are taupe, as you've just witnessed the tiny toe. They are taupe. They have a fleagle heel. It is done in a really weird way. Fleagle heels shouldn't have a hole in the join. The way you knit them, they do not have a hole in the join. They're a masterpiece of a heel. I love a fleagle heel. However, the way that Rachel Coopey has done this one, it does actually cause a hole. She's done it in a very... Where are you going? It's my other cat. Skulking about. He's not a liability, he's just quiet. Don't be a liability now, because I've said that. Anyway, yeah, I have ended up with... Can you see that? Focus! There, right. So it's tiny because I've done a little fix, but my stitch looks elongated where I've done a little fix for it. And there's also a little bit of a one on the opposite side. I'm not sure how well you can see them. It would help if my hand was in the right place. I'm not sure how well, but they're there. I know they're there. I'm not it's not going to bother me. I will live with it. But it's just a strange thing because I know that a fleagle heel doesn't create holes, so it's just how she's done it. She just goes up a little bit too high. Yeah, and I don't know, because of how she's done it, I don't know if I'll be able to alter that in the second one, so I'll probably just do it the same and just sew them up. So yes, that is my Volturi Palace socks. Yeah, they are in 2 sizes. Is it 2 sizes? Yes, they're in 2 sizes, which is the same kind of size as the Teasel socks, but they're not like 64, 72. They're like 66 and 70 something. I've done the 66. Because obviously pattern, you've got to get your pattern to fit with the numbers. So yeah, but I do recommend the pattern. Slurp tea. I feel very scattered today, scattered. So the next one I'm going to show you is a new cast on, because I'm like, you know, I want to clear all my whips, I'll just cast them on. I'm a nuisance. But it was a Cal and I just really wanted to join in. So this is the Nest Socks by Songbird Handmade or Katie Herod. This is where I am so far. So, I don't know if I've talked to you about these already. I've talked to a lot of people about these and I've kind of got a lot of people joining in the Cal. Kind of been a bit of an enabler. What was that? Enabler. And I can't say it. Enabler. Enabler is how I would pronounce that. Yes. I've been one of them. So I don't know what I'm going on about. So the Nest Socks come in either cuff down, which is what I'm doing, or toe up, and they come in finger in, 4-ply, weight, which is what I'm doing, or DK. So I've got finger in, weight, cuff down, brain flittered away there. You do your rib, and then it's a fisherman's rib, which I've never done before. Lovely and stretchy, like a harmonica, not a harmonica. What are they called? Accordion. God, Kelly, man. Just something not right, isn't there? It's definitely... One of the screws must have fell out when I was a baby or something. Anyway, I'm knitting them. They'd be nice as gloves, you know, Katie. I'm knitting these in a really old yarn of mine, stash, deep stash. Well, it's deep stash for me, for the nice stuff, because my deep stash is all absolute rubbish. No one wants to use. This is probably about 5-year-old, I think. I'm not 100%, but it is from Enchanted Yarn. It is the Pixie Dust, I think, colourway. She doesn't dye anymore. I think she's, well, I don't know if she's dying or not. I'm not gonna lie. I think she's got some stuff on her Etsy. She said she wasn't gonna die, but I think she keeps doing bits and bobs even there. I'm really uncertain. So I'll link her below if she's got stuff. Check her out. This is Blueface Leicester. It's not merino, so it's a little bit more coarser, a bit rougher, with nylon. And I love the colour. I've been in love with this colour for a long time. Show yourself. Right. So it's like, it's just beautiful. But whenever I've tried to knit with it, it completely devours the lace. Like it just, like any lace in it, you cannot see it. Originally, I'm going to do it again. My diffraction socks. I'll pop them up. Sorry, Editor Kelly. My diffraction socks were knitted in this, and you just couldn't see the pattern whatsoever. And I ended up getting that minty green from the Weaver's Cottage yarn. But yeah, I just love this. It's beautiful. So these are proper waffling, aren't I? These are the Nest Socks by Katie Herod. This section is super long. So I was on my Discord knitting natter a couple of weeks ago, and I was knitting on these when I'd first cast them on, and I knitted to about here, and then I was like, oh, so I measured them. Because in the pattern I thought it said knit this until it's 10 centimetres from your cast on edge. And then, so I measured and I was at 10 centimetres and I was like, yes, right. onto the heel. And then I looked in the pattern to check out the heel and realised that it said 10 inches, not 10 centimetres. So 10 centimetres is about 4 inches. 10 inches is about 500 centimetres. No, it's not, but I'm not entirely sure what it is, but it just feels forever now because I thought it was done. And also I realised that they're not a Friday night knit. I thought they might be, but that little knit one below was not good after a couple of rums. I was kind of doing like, it's kind of one of these where you're like, you know what I mean, where does the needle go in again? So I gave up. So they're not my Friday night knit, and they've kind of been put to the wayside while I finish my Volturi Palace socks and my Teasel socks. But I have picked them up again and done a little bit more the other night, and but I'm still not at 10 inches. Mine might be a little bit shorter than 10 inches. I don't know whether I'll get them that long, but I love the look of them. They proper remind me of 80s with your roller boots, and yeah, they just look so good. So they're really good winter socks. So I'm going to persevere with them and get them done because they're lovely. So yes, it is a Cal. You do win prizes. One of the prizes is also from me, so I am not entered to win. I'm just joining in. But yeah, fun. So there we go. That is the Nest Socks by Katie Herod. I've got a spare needle in there. I don't know why it's in there. Right, and then finally, because they weren't a Friday night knit, I needed a Friday night knit. Now we do have a few things that I need to cast on. I'm thinking my Polka Cat jumper might be a Friday night knit. I know, mate. My cat is just staring at me. I know, mate. I think he wants some biscuits. I'll give him some biscuits. I'll be back in a minute. Right, if only we could read their brains. Or if they could just speak, that might be easier, innit? Anyway. So, I didn't have a Friday night knit. I needed a Friday night knit. I do have numerous things, so I'm thinking Polka Cats. There's a possibility there that it could be a Friday night knit. It depends how spicy it is. I also still have Rowan's Halloween cardigan that I need to cast on with the new yarn that I got, and I really don't want to leave that until close to Halloween again, because then he's going to be another size bigger. I need to get that done. That's definitely a Friday night knit. Yeah, but I ended up casting on some socks because I got this King Cole yarn from Footsie. No. Footsie yarn from King Cole. And it's the dragon fruit colourway. And I ordered it at the same time that I'd ordered the yarn for my Polka Cats. So that's hanging on the back of my door, and I was like, and it just kept looking at me. And I was like, oh, that looks, I just really want to like cast something on with that, like socks. But I was like, oh, look at it, all the time. I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think sometimes you buy yarn and then you put them away in your stash and you forget about them. But when they're looking at you going, not that creepy though, they're not creepy. But yeah, when they're looking at you, waving at you and looking all beautiful. It's like, oh, go on then, I'll cast you on. So I did. On the Friday night, two Fridays ago. So I had bought, I think I showed you, I'd bought a bunch of minis from Cuddle Bums that were bright rainbow minis to go in with my Polka Cats. I'm going to mix them in with my Truly Hooked Advent. They should fit in there relatively well, just to extend the colours of my Polka Cats so that I don't run out. But I pinched this bright pink. Now this may blow out like crazy, but this is just a little mini, come on. So it's a little mini from Cuddlebums. It's just a bright pink, very bright pink. And then I cast on these, and I did taupe because everything I was working on was cuff down, and I like a bit of difference every now and again. So I did a taupe dragon fruit sock. I've done the Flegel heel. Oh, I dropped it. It's just got the little flap in the back. I am thinking of going back down and doing that with a rib on it, just to give it a bit more sturdiness. I stopped at the ankle last Friday, so I'll be knitting more on them tomorrow because today's Thursday. But yeah, I love them. I really, really love them. So I might pull that out today and do the rib, because the rib would be far too much for my rum-addled brain on a Friday night, which is why it was just basic. But I kind of want that to be a rib. So I think I'm going to pull that back and just do that, and then carry on. That was a cross between crack on and carry on. Carry on. But yes, so these are my drag. Oh my god, come on, tongue. We can do this. We can get to the end. Now my brain's fried. Where have you... So these are my dragon fruit Footsie socks. Oh, I love them, and it feels lovely. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? Oh yes, because they're my dragon fruit Footsie socks. Because I'm a vanilla convert, I'm really liking the vanilla, and that wasn't me, you know. That wasn't me at all. I was not a vanilla person. I was like, no, that'd be boring. But it's not, is it? It's quite relaxing. Oh, I do enjoy it. Right, so I think I've lost the plot. Have you seen it anywhere? No? Oh, is it in there? Right. So that's it. I do have some other things to show you though. I'm going to have a slurp of tea. I dribbled on my face in my excitement over vanilla socks. Right, for those of you who are new here, I do apologise. I don't feel like I'm like most podcasters. I think I'm a bit more I don't know. People say that I'm real. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just a bit messy, and you get what you get. Basically, there's no fancy bells and whistles around here. It's just me in a room just next to my kitchen, a corridor. Anyway, I have these to show you. So if you remember, I was in, I've been in 3 issues, that is 3, this was 2. 3 issues of the Knitter magazine, which I was absolutely over the moon to get into. It's something that I've wanted to, it's a magazine I wanted to work for a long, long time. And I am hoping that I'll be in more. I'm not in for the next few months. Purely because I didn't submit anything. They did ask me, I just didn't submit anything. Bit of overwhelm, bit of design blockage going on at the time, so I didn't actually submit. There's my dishwasher announcing that it is completed, it's clean. But when the next submissions come out, my fingers are crossed that I'll produce something worthy of the knitter. Anyway, yesterday in the post I received 2 of the patterns back that I'd made for them. So the first ones was, and I wasn't allowed to show them on here because obviously when I had them, they weren't out. I can't, my brain's stopped. So The first ones was the Don't Forget the Lights socks. So I'm going to show you them now. So these are knitted in Cascade 2020 in the cinnamon colourway. That is off the top of my head. If it's wrong, I'll write it on the screen. So these are a taupe sock. That hole is meant to be there. They're a taupe sock. I'm going to hide so it can focus because it's very bright orange. Right, so they are like a mini cable. All of this is mini cable, and this is it's the same. This is the same thing off my Under the Hill socks, with like an eyelet going up. Obviously the sole is stocking stitch. That's my dog eating biscuits and just being a general nuisance. They are a fleagle heel. And then the front is this way. Will you shut up? And then the back has just got a repeat of, is that focused? It's a repeat of the side parts. Going around the back. Now they're called Don't Forget the Lights because I think they reminded me of a garden. So they reminded me of like a little trellis with lovely flowers growing up there and everything, and then like your big beautiful blooms having centre stage. And so when I was looking for a name for them, I was looking for like gardening type things, and someone had wrote top tips for your garden, don't forget the lights. And I was like, oh, so that's why they're called that. Don't forget the lights. Twisted rib, taupe, fleagle heel. They are relatively spicy. I would give them a 4 hot pepper out of 5. They are currently only available in that issue of the Knitter. However, I will be releasing them soon, as soon as I'm allowed to, which is not too long away. I need to double check that. I'm not entirely sure when it is, but it's not too long away. When they are released, I will let you know, so you can get them direct from me. But yeah, that's those. And then the other one I've had back, I haven't had my colourwork ones back yet. The never remember the name of them. Vitreous, I think it is. I find these names and then I'm like, I look up and make sure it means something like meaningful to do with the socks. Vitreous is, I think it's Vitreous. I could be totally wrong. But if it's Vitreous and I've got that name right, it's something that looks like glass, and they reminded me of like stained glass windows. But I haven't got them back yet because they've only just been in the episode. Oh my god! In the issue, Kelly, the issue. Save me. Somebody save me. But I do have the middle pattern that I had out, which is the Spring Gardens hat. So, I'll show you this close up. So the Spring Gardens hat does have little eyelets in there, look. And the crown goes like this. Because you don't see the crown in the magazine, I noticed. So that is the crown. It's like a crown, isn't it? It's very pretty. I was very proud. Spring Garden, I don't know what that was. Spring Gardens, so again, it just reminded me of a trellis. And I was obviously very into trellises while I was designing these things. It reminded me of a trellis, and I just thought it looks like the first blooms of spring. So Spring Gardens. These are, right, hang on, let me come closer. These are wrapped stitches, so, oh, stay on my hand like a good person. You're not a person, but like a good hat. So, focus, not on me. Focus. Can you see that you wrap you wrap the yarn around the needle twice for these ones, but these middle ones you wrap 4 times. It's not around the needle, it's around the actual knitting. So you like kind of slip stitches, wrap. It's like you slip the stitch, you wrap the yarn, you bring the stitches back, you wrap the yarn, you bring the stitches back over, you wrap it. Like you've got to move your stitches around to wrap around. But look how pretty it is, and it really doesn't take that long. Now, looking like I've just been dragged out the 70s with these Farrah Fawcett malarkeys. My hair needs cutting. You'll have to ignore this. But yeah, I think it's pretty. I don't know if you can see the crown at all if I do this. But I think it's very, very pretty. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be wearing it. So again, not out yet, and will be a little bit after the Don't Forget Your Lights socks. But the Spring Gardens hat will be getting released. Do a Jane Burns. Will be getting released very, very soon. Could be nice with a pom-pom on as well. What was I going to say? It does come in 2 sizes. Or is it 3? No, I think it's 2. Might be 3. I can't remember. But it comes in more than 1 size. Which is something that I am going to also go back and correct in my older hats, because a lot of them are only 1 size, and I really, really want to get that fixed because I hate that about it. They're all like kind of big because they fit my massive Swede, so I need to my massive head. Swede is a head. I don't know why, because it looks like a turnip. I don't know. Anyway, I don't even know. Right, so that's it. That's all the knitting I have to show you. So it wasn't all socks. There was a hat. There was a hat. Yes. Next week I'm going to share my Make 9, my 2024 Make 9 with you. I'm really finding it hard to narrow it down. Do you know what? I'm gonna show you the jumpers, and I might put a poll in the community and get you to vote, you know, of what jumpers I should do, because I just can't choose. I think I'm gonna do that. Obviously there's a Rococo on there, and I've got the yarn for that, so that's definitely going on. And the Polka Cats is also definitely going on. So that's 2. I would like at least 1 more. I'm obsessed with the Maya jumper. This one that was in, was it Lane? I think it was in, it might be in Pom Pom. I can't remember, it was in one of them magazines. But you can get it separately now. I seen it at a yarn show, Yarndale. Beth from Beehive Yarns had it hanging on her stall as a sample. It was knitted in her yarn, and it was grey and white, like the leaves were grey and it was white in the background, and honestly it was just so beautiful. And I'd messaged her after and went, what is this jumper? And she was like, oh, it's this. And showed me, and I was like, I have to make that. Now if I'd have seen it in those colours, the original colours, it wouldn't have interested me. The orange and everything, it just doesn't pull me in. But when I seen hers in the grey, I was like, oh, it was so good. So I really want to make that, but not in the colours of the pattern, in some different colours. And then what was the other ones I had? Adventitious kind of. I said that I was going to keep that on my Make 9. I kind of feel like I might take it off. No, I will knit though. I have to knit it, don't I? Oh, I don't know. I can't choose. I'm going to list them. And yeah, I'll see if I can figure out a little poll. And you can help me choose, please, for next week. So next week we'll be talking all about what I'm going to be knitting for the next year. Obviously there'll be plenty other things because I don't only knit 9 things in a year. So it's time for me to remove myself from your screen, and you can watch somebody else who's probably a little bit calmer and more organised and has different things that they've knitted other than a mad array of socks. Right, yeah, I'm definitely gonna do one. It's annoying me because I know that I was going to tell you something and I can't remember what it is. So if I remember, I'll pop up and do something. I'm gonna go before you think, God, she's absolutely lost the plot, I'm not watching her again. Right, I will see you next time. Thank you for all the comments and everything last episode, because I know I'd said, like, you know, you could like just like nip on your phone and drop a comment just because you're watching me on the telly, and a lot of you did, and I know that Jenna even just wrote one to say this is just for the algorithm, so thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It massively helped. I do have 3 shout outs today because I found out after my last episode 52, I found out that some people wave to me when I say bye at the end, and it just filled my little heart all up to the brim with joy that people wave back to me. So I'm going to shout them out. The first one is to Augustus, who is Mackenzie's brother, who apparently just looks up and gives me a wave. And so thank you so much, Augustus, I love that. So hi and bye. And the next one is Cheryl, who, I love Cheryl, she's in my Discord, and she said, when Mackenzie said that her brother always waves to me, she said that she always gives me a wave, hello and goodbye as well. So hello and goodbye to Cheryl too. And then I have a special shout out to my little buddy Joe, who is Becky's son, because we have matching snowmen. Becky knitted a snowman, and when he seen me with mine, he wanted a photo taken of him with his snowman in front of me with my snowman. She took a picture of him in front of the telly with me like this, and he was doing the same with his snowman. How cute is that? So Joe, I love your snowman. Your mum did such a good job. This is my snowman. My snowman's gonna wave to you. Hi Joe. I love it. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a lovely rest of your day. Bye.